Welcome back to A Float in a Wooden Boat. It's Easter 2025 and we have some fantastic new things to try on our Farr 5000 Franci. Before we set off on our latest adventure, I thought I'd show you where it all began. A glimpse of my parents' boat, Freya, gracefully resting at Peel Island on the stilts my father designed and built. A simple, elegant solution to a common challenge: how to let a boat dry out with the tide and still enjoy a comfortable night's sleep. Let's try out Franci's new stilts and see how they go. Today it's our turn. Jean, the dogs and I are off to Delpura beach on Macleay Island for our very first mother and son overnight trip, and we'll be trialling our new stilts fitted to our own little boat. Happy? Pretty good, isn't it?
It's a good life.
It is a good life. We're very lucky.
But you can't even see them, Mum.
You'd think. This footage was taken from Mum and Dad sailing on Freya. Freya's a Farr 6000, while we're in my slightly more modest Farr 5000 up ahead. She's a little smaller, but perfectly suited to adventures like this, and easy to handle with just me when I need to. Jeannie's on board with me today. I had a lovely sail up from Moreton Creek. Just a short sail because we thought we'd avoid the Easter ramp issues and went after lunch. It actually worked quite well, didn't it? Got a park and everything. Beautiful Delpura was as welcoming as ever. A gentle sweep of sand, clear shallows, and plenty of room to trial our new setup once the tide ran out. So the plan was, pull into the beach, park stern in, and just wait to see how we settled. One of the advantages of drying out with the stilts is that you don't need a dinghy to access the shore. There's plenty to offer at Delpura, including a bowls club where you can get a hot meal down the next point, public toilets just off the beach, and also a lovely beach shower for fresh water on your face when you've got salt in your hair. We left it a little bit late to pop our stilts on, so we needed a couple of people to lift the side of the boat, and we had Jean digging away to make sure that the stilts could have their foot down properly.
I don't even have to see it to know it's happening. I can just feel his legs.
Yeah. Hi, Elby, you're waving. You're a long way out of the water, Bubby.
I can feel it.
Oh my God.
He speeds up.
Do it
The
again.
closer he gets, the faster he gets. Look.
Oh, poor fish.
Come on, let's swim back in your heroic nature.
Here's a great view of both Freya and Frankie showing their stilts off and waiting for the tide to recede. So now there was nothing to do but sit back, take in the spectacular views, and plan what was for dinner. You're right, Tom. You can see that Frankie was very flat by now on her stilts, but I took our cooker and the food up to the picnic area, mainly because there was a tap to wash up, and cooked up there. This next section is dedicated to Paul DeRosa from Sailing Kate Louise. We got for dinner spinach risotto with chicken. No one's going to take your dinner. I'm just showing Paul what can happen if you cook actually fresh food. So we've got spinach simmered with some rice, and then I crumbled through some cherry tomatoes, and then chicken, and also crumbled feta over the top. What's the verdict?
Beautiful.
You like it?
I'll take that powdered potato.
Bit better than Deb?
Mm.
Brilliant. Review by Jean. We are trying out the new legs, and we are just having the tide come in, and I can feel the legs like stilts heading on the ground. Over there's Jean. You say hello, dude? Yeah. It's a bit of a
hello.
It's a bit of a mess behind me because we just piled in the car and jumped in the boat and took off for Easter.
Dogs are
And the dogs are
an inconvenience.
really making it hard sleeping in one bunk bed with two dogs around your knees. I don't know if you can hear. If I'm really quiet, you might be able to hear the stilts banging as we lift off the ground. So I don't know if it's going to pick up on video, but it's a pretty cool thing. They'll stay there, and then when we have the tide go out again overnight, they'll keep us level when we land back down. And yeah, we'll have hopefully a really stable night drying out without pitching to the side. So I guess verdict in the morning, are the stilts worth it? You trying to blind me? A bit wild after a night, but that wasn't because of anything that Legs did or any problems. Hello, Jeannie.
Hello.
It is just because of the dogs who would not stay in their beds, but that's all right. So stilts worked amazingly. As you can see right now, we're just floating around. We had a bit of ferry wash come through, which gave us quite of a thumping, donking kind of a sound. But currently the tide's on the way out, and the boat will actually settle and will dry out, and we should be able to go home just after lunchtime, which is great because it gets us time to explore Macleay. It's warm, eh?
It's not cold, that's cold.
No. You've been exiles to the beach. You poorly little creatures. Well, shouldn't have kept me up all night, hey? Yes, looking a bit tired and less perky than usual there, Albie. Wonder why. Easter merrymakers in that grey, beautiful house, the big two-storey one just there. And lots of bonfires and lots of houses behind the trees there. People seem to be having a lovely night last night, but it was just so pleasant. And we could hear live music coming from the Bowls Club, which is the next point over. so you may not be able to see. Hopefully they'll come up again, but they've moved to just beyond that western ship. There they are. Just halfway in between the island and the western ship over there, if you draw a line. So they'll come back up again. Yay! There they go. This is what happens, is it? You guys just snoozing the day away after a night of hassling, forcing yourselves into the sleeping bag. Oh, you're tired, Ned. Oh, poor little thing. So this is the other really cool thing, is our sunshade, which can be angled and has a Velcro on side. Just gives us a bit of protection and keeps the cabin cool. Not a bad sunshade, hey? While we filled in some time, waiting for some of our fellow Tandara sailors, who generously offered to show us around the island today and take us to the Easter markets, Jean and I went for a walk up the mangrove-lined coastline around Delpura beach. I'm not being mean, it's just good for the video. Everyone will probably want to see how easy they are to take on and off. So that rope,
well, you got the wrong person to show it.
that rope that Jean's taking off now is actually tied to the stilt on the other side of the boat, on the port side. And he's now got the starboard side there. Don't worry about it, buddy, just swap ropes with me and then I'll come along and we can lift it out together. Okay, you take that one, I'll take this one.
You can't just yank it out.
And so pretty much now the boat's only touching on the stilts, so we'll take her off. Just unhook it and slide them out and then put them back into this bag that stays up on the deck. With the stilt trial successfully completed, it was time to head down to the bottom of Macleay. We're having an Easter ice cream at the 8 cents, which is on Macleay Island, and I cannot recommend it more highly. This is caramelised fig and mascarpone. And what have you got?
I got ginger beer and that's not ginger, right? The ginger beer.
Mandarin? Oh, it's backing dogs, but so good. If you ever come to Macleay Island, definitely visit the 8 cents. This lovely trip was a reminder of why we go afloat in the first place. Simple pleasures, connection and good company, and a few small triumphs along the way. Thank you so much for joining us on this little Easter adventure. If you've enjoyed it, do consider subscribing to our channel. The boys and I love it when you do. There's plenty more to come from our life afloat and from those of us who still find magic in our boats.